Alrighty, here we go. Okay. Let's take a quick look at the log to see what the previous, I hope it saves from previous plays. Yeah. Let's just read a little bit of what happened. We just have to do it. Everyone kept repeating that sentiment. They were using it like a mantra to give themselves strength. But they're right. We just have to do this. No matter how much we don't want to, we have no choice. If that's what it takes to survive, then that's what we have to do. On top of that, there was something I needed to find out. I had to know why Sayaka had to die. Why she had to be the one. I'm terrified to find out, but still, I have to know. Otherwise, I knew I'd never be able to accept her death. Which is why I don't have any choice. I have to do this. If we find out who did it, then only that person dies. But if we get it wrong, then all the rest of us face execution.
What the heck?
That's what that ridiculous school regulation said, right? So stupid. We need to hurry up and figure out who the culprit is. So we're really gonna try and find out who did it?
Oh.
So you finally noticed.
What the crap?
Huh? Noticed what? I was looking through the Monokuma file we received, and I noticed something very obvious and very unusual. Huh? What are you talking about? Go ahead, take a look. Notice anything interesting about where Sayaka died? She died in Makoto's room. What? She's right. Then could it be? All at once, everyone's gaze turned to me. Hold on a sec. You've got it all wrong. For just one night, I traded rooms with her. I did it because she was afraid. You expect us to believe that? Just tell us the truth. The look in everyone's eyes had done a complete 180 from just a few minutes earlier. The feeling of suspicion and fear had returned. In other words, you think I did it?
What the heck?
I hate this, but still, we don't have a choice. We have to figure out who did it, or else we're all dead.
Hey.
Before we start searching for Sayaka's killer, we need to decide what to do about securing the crime scene. What do you mean? You're thinking of putting someone on guard duty so no one can disturb the area, aren't you? After all, if the culprit decides to destroy the evidence, we're pretty much screwed.
Hey.
In that case, I don't mind doing it. I don't like having to think anyway. I'll let you guys figure out who killed the chick. Okay, then we can let Mondo look after the scene. Well, no, we can't just leave him there alone.
What?
What? Why the hell not?
Stop talking.
Isn't it obvious? If you were the culprit, what's the first thing you would do? By volunteering for guard duty, you're in a position to destroy all the evidence you want. What? Fuck you!
So then.
Fine. Then I'll stay there on guard duty as well. That way, there's no problem. 2-player co-op base defense with the two of them. With their stats, they're totally OP. Since we won't be able to help investigate, we're putting our faith in the rest of you.
But
I'm still pretty freaked out, but I'll try.
Huh?
Is this really happening?
Don't fuck with me.
Screw that piece of shit, Bear.
Huh?
Huh? What's going on? We can't run away from the situation, so we have no choice but to move forward. Whoop. Hifumi? Consciousness has crashed. Restarting now. Please wait a moment.
what should I do?
Someone got right in front of us. They... She must be so shocked she can't even open her mouth to talk.
Anyway,
We're going to find out who the killer is, because if we don't, we're all going to die here.
just a second.
Hold on. Huh? Before we begin the investigation, isn't there something else we need to discuss? Oh, yeah. Let's see. I gently placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body. I touched her wrist to check for a pulse, like they do in the movies and stuff, but she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say. She was gone. I don't know why you even bothered to check. After those injuries and losing that much blood. Frankly, I'd be shocked if she did survive something like that. Huh? Hold on. Hold on, just wait a second. She's dead? Then that means everything that's happened so far is real? It's not a joke or whatever? It's really real? Hell no! Someone save me! Let me out of here! Somebody help me!
What's your problem?
You're just now accepting that?
So then,
Are we all done talking? We need to begin our investigation soon. At this point, we should split up. We need to get to the bottom of this and find out who killed Sayaka. We'll have to collect clues to form a foundation, then construct an argument to come to a final decision. If we get this wrong,
so...
well, do I really have to say any more?
Actually...
I'd rather you didn't. No.
Goodbye.
Everyone, pray for good luck. With that, Kyoko hurried out of the gym.
Goodbye.
I'll be going too. And just like Kyoko, he was gone before we realized it.
Yo.
Oh yeah, I'm on guard duty, huh? I better head to the scene of the crime. Ah, that's right. Let me just say this right now. If whatever son of a bitch did this is here right now, and they're thinking of destroying that evidence,
You're fucking dead.
they'd better not let me find him. I'll skip the trial and cave their goddamn skull in myself. I'm serious. I will fuck them up. Letting his deadly words hang in the air, he and Sakura ran off.
So,
But, I mean, we're not detectives or anything, you know? And we're gonna investigate a murder? How do we even do something like that?
Anyway...
We don't really have to do anything in particular. We already know who killed Sayaka. What are you implying?
This is
It was you!
very
I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Don't come any closer. Are you gonna kill me next?
So,
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to give it a shot. It's not for sure that Makoto's guilty yet. That's true. We may as well at least check, just to check. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't help investigate. Wait, why not? I'm not good with blood. All it takes is one glimpse and I black out.
Oh, yeah?
Well, whatever. I don't think anyone was expecting much from you anyway. Alright, I guess I'd better get going. Wait, don't go yet! You have to hear me out! But it was pointless. Everyone had already left, and their parting looks at me had still been filled with suspicion. Does everyone really think I'm the killer? How did it turn out like this? Seriously, they've got it all wrong. Why do they have to suspect me? I have to do something. Otherwise, everyone will...
Execution is execution. Execution! Electric chair. Bzz, bzz, poison gas. Torn apart like a paper plane in a hurricane.
I can't let that happen. I can't let things turn out the way Monokuma wants. All I have to do is find out who really did it. Who really killed Sayaka? I guess I should look through the Monokuma file we got before. The victim was Sayaka Maizono. The time of death is estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. The body was discovered in Makoto's room, in the dormitory. All evidence suggests that the death took place in the bathroom. The cause of death was a stab wound to the abdomen. There was also an injury to her right wrist. Specifically, the wrist appears to have suffered a fracture. We have no choice but to push forward if we want to find out what happened. Somehow, I have to find out the truth, so that we can all survive. And for Sayaka, I have to find out how she was killed. Okay, truth bullets. That's going to come in handy later. Oh, poor Yasuhiro. He's still having a mental breakdown. No way. I seriously don't want to die here. I'm begging you. God, Buddha, Mother Earth, God of Space, King Neptune, help me. I don't care who it is. Just get me out of here. Hiro doesn't seem prepared to do any kind of investigating right now. Aren't you going to help investigate, Chihiro? But I can't leave Junko here. I feel sorry for her. I have to stay with her. Alright, Joe, how's the sound? Can you hear everything okay? First of all, I should head to the scene of the crime, my room. We won't make any progress without investigating there. So I headed to my room, where Sayaka's corpse still remained. I better examine the state of my room a little closer. That might reveal something new. This is the replica sword I brought back for self-defense. Does this mean it was used in the attack somehow? And plus, the sword's been taken out, so it's just the sheath, but... Huh? There's some scratches on the sheath. They must have been made with something sharp. But how did the sheath get scratched up in the first place? Even if someone used the sword during the struggle, it doesn't make sense for the sheath to be damaged. I mean, if you're going to attack someone with a sword, the first thing you do is unsheath it. A heavy sheath like this would only get in the way. It could just slide off in the middle of the fight. So why are there scratches on the sheath? This is the replica sword I brought back for self-defense. Does this mean it was used in the attack somehow? And plus, it's been taken out of its sheath. I hadn't actually looked at the blade itself till now. I shouldn't be surprised it's coated in gold too. On top of that, some of the gold coating has come off parts of the blade. And the handle. Yeah, the handle especially is missing a lot of its coating. I remember the coating sticks to you even if you just touch it a little bit. There are gouges in the bed, like someone attacked it. What the hell happened here? There are scratches and gouges on my walls and bed. Is that evidence of a struggle? It looks like there must have been some kind of fight in my room. Damn it, I was right here in the other room. If only I had heard something.
Wait.
That would not have been possible. Huh? Don't you remember? All of our rooms are completely soundproof. So something could happen in the room right next to you, and there's no way you could know.
Well.
Perhaps this was another of Monokuma's strategies, creating an ideal setting for murder.
By the way.
You know, I realized something while I was on guard duty. The killer could have already destroyed some evidence, right? Before anyone found the body, I mean. There's a trash room here in the dorms, right? They could have tossed some stuff in there. Yeah, it's definitely possible.
You son of a
That
bitch.
dirty bastard. Anyone who raises their hand to a woman is scum that deserves death. That's what my brother taught me.
You're fucking dead.
So if I ever find the son of a bitch that did this, I'm gonna pound his goddamn face in. But what if it was a girl that did it?
Yo.
That'll all get sorted out when the time comes. Hey, Kyoko. I quietly called her name while she was investigating the area. But
What are you doing? Isn't it obvious? No, not really. I'm searching. Searching?
she was down on her knees, carefully inspecting every inch of my room.
Did you lose a contact or something?
I don't know what she's doing exactly, but she seems to be concentrating pretty hard on it. I should look around here first. I could check other spots later. There's a key on the ground. It has my name on it, so this must be my room key. If I remember correctly... Ah, that's right, we'll have to trade keys. When we switched rooms, we switched keys too. So Sayaka would have had the key here in my room the entire time. But wait, if that's true, then how did the killer get into the room in the first place? Could Sayaka have forgotten to lock the door? No, that seems impossible. The same goes for you, Sayaka, no matter who it is. Don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching? After saying that, there's no way she would have forgotten to lock it, or opened it for any reason. Well, maybe she dropped the key somewhere, and someone else grabbed it, or something. No, that's not possible either. Sayaka was in here when we switched rooms, and with how scared she was, she wouldn't have gone walking around, so she couldn't have dropped it. So, how did the killer... Huh? Looking at the lint roller, it looks like there's way less than there was before. Did Sayaka see how dirty my room was and decide to clean up a little? A surveillance camera. The mastermind must be using them to keep an eye on everything that's happening here. They don't do anything to stop what's happening. They just keep on watching. The notepad is still here, but I don't think it's relevant right now. Noted. Have we looked at the table yet? Sakura, do you think I'm guilty too?
Hey,
I try not to make assumptions like that. I simply don't know whether or not you did this. Whatever decision the rest of you come up with, I will follow your lead. I see. This is one of the monitors Monokuma appears on. Right now, it's just showing the school crest. Let's see if this is just a continuation.
What are you doing? Isn't it obvious? Did you...
But a few seconds later, she suddenly stood up straight and said,
Listen.
"Are you a clean freak?" Huh? No, I don't think so. But what? Nodding, she glanced around my room one more time.
I see.
Interesting. What's interesting?
Hey,
Just as I suspected, there's something very unusual about your room. Unusual? What do you mean?
so...
I've searched your floor from one corner to another, and I didn't find one single strand of hair. Really?
Indeed.
Not one hair from the victim and not one hair from you, even though you've been living in here. You know, now that you mention it, I noticed something while I was looking around before. It looked like the lint roller in my room had been used, but I never touched it. Could someone have used it to...
I see.
Very interesting. Your room didn't have a single hair in it, and someone used your lint roller without your knowledge. In other words, someone other than you came in and scrubbed your room clean. Was it Sayaka or the killer?
Well,
That's the question, isn't it? Alright, another truth bullet. Alright, now let's see if we can explore the bathroom. Nah, not quite. Okay, y'all, help me out. If there's something I haven't looked at yet, and you notice... The toolkit is still inside the drawer. I don't see any evidence that it's been used at all. Which makes sense, I guess. I mean, it's mine, and I haven't had any reason to open it. I can't even imagine a situation where I'd need a toolkit like this. Yeah, seriously. Oh, Mondo.
what?
We ain't exactly in the mood to be building fucking furniture, right? So you haven't used yours either then?
What?
Not just me.
What?
Nobody's busted theirs out yet, far as I know. Actually, we were talking about it yesterday.
By the way,
None of us guys have opened their toolkits yet. 'Cause like, why the hell would we? Okay, that must be something that will come in handy later. The bathroom, and on the other side of this door... No, I can't let it get to me. I can't afford to freeze up now. Forcing myself to push my panic down, I stepped into the bathroom. Looking at her made it painfully clear it wasn't a dream or an illusion. She had lost everything that made her her. Sayaka. All at once I was overcome with dizziness, nausea, the urge to burst into tears. But I can't hesitate now. Why? Why did Sayaka have to die? I have to uncover the truth. I have to find out what happened. I wanted to give up. I wanted to collapse, but that thought held me up and supported me. Agreed, Cherry. This is why you should never act out an anime fight with a replica sword in a dorm of a killer high school. I told myself I simply couldn't face what I saw, but now's no time to think like that. I pulled out the Monokuma file to verify what it said about her body. Some sort of sharp object has been thrust into her stomach. That must have been the killing blow. But whatever they used to kill her, where'd they get it? That's definitely something I should look into later. Also, according to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's right wrist is broken. Her wrist does look swollen and bloody, that's for sure. But there's something sort of glittery there on her wrist too. Right there, where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery. That definitely concerns me. Another thing that concerns me is... There's some blood on her left index finger, but that's it. The palms of both of her hands are totally spotless, so how come only her left finger? The stab wound in her stomach is what killed her, so when she broke her wrist, that must have happened earlier on. I mean, how would her wrist get broken after she'd already been killed? So it's very possible she broke her wrist during the struggle. The killer attacked Sayaka in the main room, which is when her wrist got broken. After that, the killer cornered her in the bathroom, where they inflicted the deadly wound. Y'all, I'm gonna pause just for a second. I gotta get some sugar. I'm having a low blood sugar thing, so I'll be right back. Thanks, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had a lot of sugar earlier in the day. I had like a lemonade that I had gotten from the store, and it had like 100% daily sugar value, and it's been about 4 hours now, and it must have left my system, and my system must be like, where's the sugar? What happened? So yeah, that's exactly what it said too, and exactly the same way in that voice. Okay. I got some little snacks to snack on, so I should be good now. Alright, sorry to make you stare at Sayaka's lifeless body like this. Let's see what else we got here. Ooh. Okay, we already know about that. I thought I was clicking that. How do I... Maybe it's up a little bit? Sorry guys, I'm not sure why. I think I may have to change my point of view. I looked past Sayaka to the wall behind her, and there I saw... What? Written in blood were the numbers 11037. Did Sayaka do this? Okay, we already did that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to leave the room.
It would seem...
So she must have left some sort of clue. It seemed you found something interesting. The bloody numbers. That's most likely Sayaka's dying message. Yeah, what do you think, Topazium? I've never seen something written in blood before. It really was her final message. It's as if she wrote it with life itself. Do you often talk like an aspiring poet? But the numbers she wrote, what do they mean? 11037. I have no idea what that could possibly mean.
So...
Yep, agreed. Even in the throes of death, Sayaka wanted her math homework done. Correct, Cherry. 100% correct. The way she wrote the numbers makes me think she wanted to use her body to block them. If she wrote them in that location, while she was sitting there while she was sitting the way we found her, it means she must have wrote them by turning only her hand toward the wall. If you were to write something in that position, do you know what the result would be? The result?
Well,
Think about it. You're not going to tell me?
Makoto.
You need to uncover the mystery of this case yourself. Otherwise, the case will end and you'll remain unconvinced. I have no idea what you're trying to say, but it's obvious you're not going to tell me. Dying message added. Excellent. It sounds like Kyoko knows what Sayaka's dying message means, but honestly, I have no idea. Oh, I know who I should talk to. When it comes to numbers, who better to ask than the ultimate programmer?
Makoto.
There's one other thing I wanted to ask you about. Do you know how the door to your bathroom got broken? Broken? Oh, you mean how it gets stuck?
What?
Gets stuck? Yeah, I guess I'm the only one. But the door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. That's a little interestingly worded. When I first tried to use it, I thought it was just locked. But once you learn the trick, it opens no problem. Bathroom door frame. So, what we know and what the killer obviously didn't know is that there's a trick to opening it. You don't have to break the door down to get through. So, that's hopefully some ammo we can use for self-defense, so to speak. Excuse me, just a second.
Correct.
So the door doesn't quite fit the frame, huh? But actually, I'm referring to the broken doorknob. Huh? The doorknob?
That's right.
You didn't notice? Well, just try closing the bathroom door. I'm sure you'll see right away what I'm talking about. I did what Kyoko said and shut the bathroom door. Huh? The doorknob. What the heck? The doorknob's practically about to fall off. Why is it like this?
It would seem...
Someone must have used a screwdriver or something similar to unscrew it. Whatever it was, it's obvious this was intentional. What? It was intentional? Why would someone want to do that?
So...
I guess maybe they were trying to get the door unlocked and ended up breaking the whole thing. But my bathroom doesn't have a lock on it. Only the girls' bathrooms can lock, right? She stood there for a while, lost in thought. Then, apparently struck with a sudden realization, she shot a question at me.
Just a second.
I have just one more question for you. You mentioned earlier that your bathroom door would get stuck, right? Did you tell anyone about that? Oh, well, I did tell Sayaka about it last night when we switched rooms. So what you're saying is, only you and Sayaka knew about it. Interesting. She had the slightest hint of a smirk on her face. I got the sense that she was really starting to get into all this.
I see.
Then that clears that up. Huh? What clears what up? I'm so lost.
Goodbye.
Well, see you later. As if forgetting I was ever there, she suddenly turned and left the room. So I think maybe we have convinced her of our innocence, is my guess. I still don't really understand any of this, but I've already given my room a good once-over. Maybe I should look around somewhere else. I should start looking into where the murder weapon might have come from. And also, I should look into the DVD Sayaka got. With Sayaka dead, I have no choice but to see for myself what was in that video. And on top of that, I'm sure there are some other areas worth checking out too. Maybe I should see what everyone else thinks. If they'll even talk to me, that is.
By the way,
You know, I realized something while I was on guard duty. The killer could have already destroyed some evidence. Yeah, we've read this before.
you son of a bitch. Here. Yo.
Let us leave. And save our game. So just so y'all know, if you happen to type out spoilers or something, I'm not gonna necessarily mention them. I know that some of you have played the game to completion, some of you have played the game as long as I have, and some of you have not played this game before. And if there's anybody viewing this on YouTube, then Lord knows how much they have seen of this game. So I'm going to try to keep spoilers to a minimum just to sort of, you know.
Seems like...
Something doesn't seem right. The Monokuma file said Sayaka was killed in your room. I just can't stop thinking about it. Could it be the nameplate? Very strange. Mr. Naegi, what was Miss Maizono doing in your room? Let me just say this.
Most suspicious.
I absolutely will not allow you to dispose of any evidence in the trash room. Do you really think I'm guilty? I don't want to think of what he might be thinking of right now. Right, yes. Speculation is fine. I agree with that. I have not played this game fully, so I do not know every secret and anything, anything I say is just speculation. Let's take a closer look here. There's a sturdy gate, no way to get past. Oh my god.
Appears!
It's the end of the line. The trash room. This is where all the trash in the school eventually winds up. How do you get this gate open?
No, you can't go any further.
No entry beyond this point. Only the person on cleaning duty is allowed in. Cleaning duty?
No, you can't go any further.
Who's on cleaning duty?
No, you can't go any further.
This is stupid. It'd be faster just to go around and ask the others.
No, you can't go any further.
Alright, let's see what this trash duty is all about. Wait a minute. What's that? There's a hatch on the floor. The door won't budge. It must be locked. Well, there's a padlock right there, so I guess that answers that. Oh, there's more here. Well, a security camera, we've seen those. Have we been in the bathrooms yet? Okay, just this. It's a fish tank. There's a bunch of little fish swimming around inside. I can't imagine how this could have anything to do with the case. Well, we checked though. I knew there was a way to speed it up a little bit. Okay. Bath. We don't have that yet. So my guess is that the knife was gotten from the kitchen. I remember there being like a conversation earlier about the kitchen knives, and that was one missing. Hina, are you investigating the dining hall? Oh no, I'm just taking a break. Actually, I've been taking a break since we started. This is all a first for me, you know? I don't have the first clue what I should be doing. I know what you mean. And I don't know why, but being in the dining hall helps keep me calm. So I know I shouldn't, but I've just been kinda hanging around here. To tell the truth, I was doing the same thing last night, when Sayaka was killed. That's interesting. What if she saw something? I wonder if there's a time limit on the investigation. Well, doesn't matter. Either way, I need to move as fast as I can. Oh! There are all kinds of kitchen knives here, big to small, but it looks like one of them is missing. Was it missing from the very beginning, or... I'd better see if anyone here knows more about it. Yeah, we had a discussion with somebody about this the other stream. They were talking about how they were going to try cooking, and they noticed that there were utensils. I think we've already looked at the meats, but let's see. Marbled meats, salted meats. Now's no time to be thinking about food. But it's time to be thinking about money, apparently. Okay. Let's move again. Byakuya, can you tell me anything about cleaning duty? No.
Such
You're like a child lost in the woods. You know that? A total waste of space. What do you mean?
Hmm.
Taka's the one who has any interest in organizing things like that. Oh, good point. There's gotta be something here to help with the case. Guess not. That's it! The monitor Monokuma always shows up on. There's gotta be a clue here. Or not. I better get back to the investigation. The vending machine. I don't think it's gonna help me solve this case. Let's take a look at this. Now, if I remember correctly, this is where we can get some pretty cool gifts to share with friends. Alright, let's give it a shot. Okay. Let's do 1 coin now. And 2, 4. Okay, we got some stuff. I'm gonna turn a fan on. If it bothers too much with the noise, y'all just let me know in the comments. The Discord comments here. Let's take a look at the items we got. Presents. Some pumice. A porous rock formed within a volcano. Many people use these to exfoliate and remove dead skin from the body. I'm sure somebody would appreciate that. School crest? Eh. Proof that you've cleared the prologue. Come on, we have more than just the stone. Oh. Secrets of the Omoplata, a little-known book about Brazilian jiu-jitsu that teaches high-level shoulder lock techniques. Omoplata is another word for the scapula or shoulder blade. Kokeshi Dynamo? Flip the switch on the bottom to set the doll shaking. Apparently it's a kid's toy, but I don't really get the point of it. Alright, interesting. Yeah, Mason, I too have forgotten what they liked, but I think we're probably just supposed to guess from their personalities and their dialogue, just sort of figure out what it sounds like. Like the jujitsu booklet, I feel like there are a couple martial artists here, and they would probably appreciate that. The Pumice, somebody interested in their appearance. We've lost one such person, but I believe there's at least one other who might appreciate that. Oh, let's see, we were going to talk with Taka. Cleaning duty, eh? As a matter of fact, Monokuma came and talked to me yesterday morning. Really?
Listen to me!
He probably realized I was basically in charge, so he decided to talk to me directly. The topic of conversation was assigning cleaning duty. Oh, so you're on cleaning duty now?
That's wrong!
Actually, no. Huh? Oh, okay, who is? Hifumi was also there when we had this conversation. He volunteered right away, so I let him have it. So he's on cleaning duty then.
Count on it!
Indeed, but we'll swap out on a weekly basis. I'm sure you'll be up before too long.
Got it!
And when that time comes, I'll be counting on you. Alright, let's go talk to Hifumi. Wait, who's in the gym? Okay. I'm looking for whoever's on cleaning duty. Cleaning duty? As a matter of fact, that's me. Why do you ask? It just so happens Monokuma talked to me yesterday and asked me to take care of it. Without someone on cleaning duty, the school would be flooded with trash in no time. So I formally applied for the position. I was going to start this morning, but after what happened, I haven't had a chance to get started. And since you're on cleaning duty, you can open the gate in front of the trash room? Of course! It's my job to gather up all the garbage and toss it in the trash room. And to do that, they gave me the key for the trash room gate. But we're supposed to rotate once a week, so eventually you'll be in charge.
Very strange.
Wait, hold on. You need a key to get in the trash room, and only the person on cleaning duty has access to the key. What's the point of going to all that trouble? Why not just leave the trash room open all the time so we can all throw things out whenever we want? That does seem more convenient.
So in other words...
Actually, anyone who kills a fellow student and becomes blackened will graduate, unless they are discovered. That must be why. If anyone could go in and out of the trash room whenever they wanted, then destroying evidence would be easy. The thrill would disappear, and things would become boring. Boring?
Hey, listen!
Anyway, more important than that.
Hey, you bastard!
Hey, fatty. Why'd you want the cleaning duty gig anyway?
Oh.
He's not very body positive, is he? I just decided to volunteer for something I knew no one else would want to do. What's the big deal?
You...
Liar, I know why you did it.
Is it...
You want to
like...
dig through all the girls' trash, looking for, you know, and poking around at it.
There's no way
What
to
are
think
you
about this
talking
in a
about?
common sense
All my love
way.
is for 2D.
You know what I mean?
But there's all kinds of trash diggers like that. Maybe you'll get tired of 2D and then turn to... I would never get tired of 2D. After spending a significant amount of time comparing 2D and 3D, I voluntarily choose 2D. The only thing 3D is good for is to shower love and affection on 2D. Oh, and PVC figures.
Give me a break.
How are you not totally embarrassed to say stuff like that? If you're so worried about Hifumi's questionable morality, there's a very easy solution. Whenever a guy has cleaning duty, Sakura can accompany them, from picking up the trash to disposing of it. What?
What?
If you're as innocent as you claim, where's the harm in it? That's not how it's supposed to... Anyway, on another topic, Hifumi, since you were on cleaning duty, I have a favor to ask you. What? So now you suddenly want to join my party? Sorry, but you haven't triggered that flag yet. I mean, you haven't helped me recover from a past trauma, or save a village, or beat a boss. No, nothing like that. I was just hoping to get into the trash room and look around. Oh, okay. So easy. So, Hifumi and I headed down to the trash room. You'd like me to open the gate, wouldn't you? You know, when I look at it, it makes me think. They said he killed his wife. He learned how to get by on the inside, but he never stopped dreaming. Get busy living or get busy dying, he said. So him and Rita, they found themselves a way out. Whatever, please just hurry up. Okie dokie, leave it to me. Hifumi pulled a key out of his pocket and used it to flip the switch next to the gate. And then...
Mr. Naegi!
However, Mr. Naegi, surely you aren't planning to use the trash room to destroy evidence, are you? You fiend! You planned this all along! No, I just wanted to see if the actual killer had tried to destroy any evidence or not. But the actual killer is you, isn't it? You want to see if you left anything behind. Wait, maybe a parallel world? Whatever, let's just hurry up and keep looking. There's something on the ground in front of the incinerator. It looks like a burnt piece of something. A burnt piece? Like a hunk? Like a hunk of burning love? Anyway, it looks like a piece of cloth. In the shape, it's part of the sleeve from a button-up shirt. And now that I look at it, that's definitely blood on the cuff, which means this is all that's left of some of the evidence the killer destroyed. But there are lots of people here with white button-up shirts. This isn't enough by itself to figure out who the killer is. Now, if we were to think about this more than we probably should, I would begin to wonder how people came with changes of clothes if they weren't actually like... I mean, I suppose that some of them were expecting to live in dorms, so maybe that's valid. I don't know. I guess we're just not meant to question everything. There are shards of broken glass scattered around in front of the incinerator. It looks like it used to be some kind of glass ball, just about big enough to fit in the palm of your hand.
Is this perhaps...
Ah, is that? Do you know what this is? They say if you collect all 7, a dragon will appear and grant you a single wish. Kidding aside, it's the kind of thing you might see on any big city street corner. Gaze into it, and it will show you a glimpse of the future. Just like that Mina girl who was on that quest to find that one guy. Yeah, I get what you're trying to say, but who did this particular ball belong to? There's only one person it could be. They should all still be in the gym. I better go find out for sure.
Why is that?
What? You made me come out all the way down here? And now you're not even gonna check it out?
So it would seem...
That's the worst twist I can imagine. That's not the kind of thing readers like at all. What readers? Well, I missed something. That's a huge trash can. Is that where we're supposed to put whatever trash we can't burn? Well, whatever it's for, it doesn't look like it's hiding any clues. This is the incinerator. It's way in the back part of the trash room. It's a good 30 feet from here to the gate. Ah, and it's on right now. Do you see the green and yellow buttons next to the mouth of the incinerator?
Yes, indeed.
It's a pretty simple setup. You press the green button to get it going, and the yellow button to turn it off. Sooner or later, you'll be on cleaning duty, so make sure you learn this before you leave, okay? Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy. Hifumi, do you realize what you just said? Huh? The fairy? No, you said it was the last time you were here the incinerator was off. Ah, yes. About that there can be no mistake. If I've got one thing going for me, it's my memory. Yesterday, as soon as I was appointed, I came down to check the place out. It definitely wasn't on then. I haven't been back to the trash room since then. And since I'm the only one who has a key to open the gate, it should be impossible for the incinerator to be on. And yet... So that means someone was able to switch on the incinerator without opening the gate. But how is that possible? This whole thing is quite strange indeed. When I was here last, the incinerator was off, and those glass shards and burnt clothes weren't. What does it all mean, Mr. Naegi? Will you be confessing soon? Why me? Everyone already knows you did it. All the mysteries are being solved one by one. It sounds like he's living out of his one of his comic book fantasies. The green button turns it on, and the yellow button turns it off. Or so it seems, anyway. Okay, let's go to the gym. Wait, what was that? Some kind of event? Huh? This is Sayaka's room, right? But the nameplate has my name on it. Ah. What? Hold up. Okay. What fuckery is this? Huh? This is definitely my room, but the nameplate has Sayaka's name on it. The nameplates on my room and Sayaka's room were switched? So all that effort I put into switching rooms without anyone knowing was totally pointless. But why would anyone do that? Okay, I think that's already that's the knife situation that we already checked. Let's head to the gym. Hey, Hiro, can I ask you something? No, 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 no. I gotta get out of here. Gotta get out now. I've had enough. Gotta break free. Hiro, snap out of it. Huh? Makoto, what are you doing here? Oh, what? Hey, does this look familiar? Ah! That's my crystal ball! But it's all smashed. What the hell?
What the heck?
I only bought it because the guy said it was blessed. He said it was unbreakable. So how did it break? Was it actually just made of glass and not crystal? Did that guy totally dupe me? He said it belonged to the pillars of history. Genghis Khan, George Washington, Napoleon. He said whoever controlled that crystal ball controlled the world. Was that seriously all BS? Let's put that aside for now. So you can say without a doubt that this belonged to you. Yeah, that's mine for sure. I probably forgot it in the laundry room last night. Someone must have come by and snatched it. You left it in the laundry room? That means anyone could have found it and taken it. Thanks, Hiro. That's all I wanted to know. Sure. By the way, I'm almost afraid to ask, but how much did you pay for that thing? Everything I saved up from fortune telling for 2 full years. Came out to be like $1 million. $1 million? That's pretty cheap, actually. I mean, considering it gives you the power to control the world. That's just too stupid. I can't even feel bad for him. Hey, Chihiro, I was hoping I could ask you something.
Huh?
Oh, what is it? Before she died, Sayaka left a message. She wrote out the number 11037. Do you have any idea what those numbers might mean? Like, could they be a code or something? Sorry, no. Chihiro slowly shook her head.
I'm sorry.
I just don't know. Okay, well, don't worry about it. Thanks anyway for trying. Even she doesn't know. Or could she maybe know more than she's letting on? No, couldn't be. Okay, we already spoke with him. We haven't gone here yet, though. Oops. Whoa, that was... So, do you have any clues or anything? What kind of clues? Let us just agree we do not know who the culprit is, and leave it at that. Whatever secrets I may have, I don't intend on revealing anything until the class trial. Okay then, do you have any suggestions for where I should start looking?
Well,
Ugh, so annoying. Must you fumble about, fishing blindly for clues? I suppose it wouldn't hurt to give you a little hint. The scene of the crime, naturally, but I think the trash room is also worth looking into. The trash room? It is the perfect place to destroy evidence. However, there is one little problem. Which is?
as for me...
That place is filthy. I would rather die than set foot in there. I am trusting all of you to conduct a thorough investigation on my behalf. Yeah. Ah, a coin. Okay, where else have we not gone, or do we need to move again? Let's see. I'm gonna go back to the, I'm gonna go speak to Hifumi again at the trash area, because now we know a little bit more about the crystal ball. Oh god. You know, when I look at it, it makes me think. Nah, it's the same one from before.
Da 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 da!
Maybe we didn't trigger something in the gym. Let's see. Who haven't we spoken with yet? Let's just speak to everyone.
Seems like...
Something doesn't seem right. The Monokuma file said Sayaka was killed in your room. I just can't stop thinking about it. Could it be the nameplate? Yep, we did see the nameplates were switched.
Very strange.
So why was Sayaka in your room when she was killed? Could it be because you are the culprit? No, you've got it all wrong. Sayaka and I switched rooms last night. He didn't even try to hide the suspicion on his face. Even if what you say is the absolute truth, you're still responsible for her death, wouldn't you say? Huh? After all, she wouldn't have died if she hadn't switched rooms with you, right? Ugh! The reason Sayaka was killed is because I suggested we switch rooms? She's dead because of me? Then it should have been me that died. Well, all we can say right now is that it's a possibility. If that's really true, then that's pretty fucked up. I think he just likes to gaslight people, or think a better way, he just wants to guilt you into thinking that you're to blame for something that you are not. Hey, so did you notice that one of the kitchen knives is missing from the dining hall?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, weird, huh? I thought it was kind of strange. A knife just disappeared, suddenly disappearing like that. Oh, so it wasn't missing from the beginning?
That's right.
Nope. Last I remember, they were all lined up in a nice, neat row. So when did you notice one of them had disappeared? Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back to the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah. In other words, you were right there in the dining hall when someone came and took it. Then you should be able to say for sure. You can tell everyone I didn't come in the dining hall last night, which proves I didn't take it. Hey, by the way, did you really kill Sayaka? What? Of course not. I would never. Hina, do you really think I murdered her?
'Cause, I mean...
Well, she was killed in your room, right? So, I mean, you guys were supposed to be friends, right? But you still killed her. On the other hand, two people becoming good friends, then one killing the other is a classic drama setup. So when you consider everything together, I honestly have no idea. Yeah, thanks for the vote of confidence. Let me look one more time in the other area here. A coin! Okay, I think that's all we can gather here. Alright, Toko. To kill someone, just to save your own life. And I've been living with someone like that? Oops. I think I might vomit. But is this what Monokuma said? But is what Monokuma said really true? Did one of us really kill Sayaka? If the mastermind really was going to get involved, they would have just killed us on day one. That's a good point. By the way, how's your investigation going? I already told you, I don't do blood, so I don't plan on doing any investigating. Besides, I already know who did it.
This is
After all,
very suspicious.
where was Sayaka killed? In your room, right? What more proof do we need? We already know the truth. She really doesn't trust me at all. Okay, let's take a look at the gym again. Hey, Chihiro, I was hoping I could ask you something.
Huh?
Oh, what is it? Before she died... Okay, we did this one already. And this will probably be a repeat too, but... So you can say without a doubt that this belonged to you. Yeah, that's mine for sure. I probably forgot it in the laundry room last night. So someone must have come by and snatched it. Okay. I don't think I spoke to Hifumi about Hiro's glass ball. Let's go that way.
Da, 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 da.
Mr. Naegi, you seem a little down. Huh? Really? If you need help lifting your spirits, call on me anytime.
Come on.
I've got all
come
kinds of
on.
stuff that might help cheer you up. uh...
Yeah.
I've
Most.
Okay, let's go back to my room. It might just be one of those situations where I can only look at the outside, but Might as well try.
By the way, hey,
Where did, what's her name go? Oops. Do y'all have any suggestions? I think I may have, Oh, I didn't go inside Sayaka's room, did I? Wait a minute. This was... Yup, the DVD with Sayaka's name. Sayaka got really upset after seeing what was in that video. I wonder, what did she see? It might not be directly related to the case, but it might be worth checking out anyway. I'm sorry, Sayaka. I need to borrow this DVD. Alright, let's head to the AV room. I think it's right around this corner. Oh, if I'm not turned around. I should be able to use this to see what's on the DVD. The DVD that Sayaka threw in the garbage. I sat down in front of the screen and put the DVD in the player. I pushed play and the screen was dark for a few seconds. But then... an image slowly appeared. It looked like some kind of concert. And standing on stage, front and center, was a face I recognized all too well. Sayaka. She was there along with the friends she said had been so important to her. She was positively glowing there in front of the crowd, so full of life. Seeing that image made it even harder to accept that she was dead. My vision started to blur and darken, and then that voice I'd come to despise so much began to float out of the speakers.
Maizono, the ultimate pop sensation, lead singer for a world-famous girl pop band. For these girls, the glowing light only made them that much more beautiful. But then...
Suddenly, the screen went dark. And in the next moment, I saw something I could hardly believe. What the? Sayaka had disappeared from the stage, which was now in ruins. But what I noticed, even more than that, was the figures of the other girls, who had all simply collapsed.
This ultra-successful team suddenly fell apart. None of them will ever perform on stage again. None of them will ever feel the warmth of the spotlight. For Sayaka, there's simply nowhere for her to return to. So here's the billion-dollar question. What, oh what, could have caused the group to go to pieces?
Without warning, the video cut off. What the hell? That wasn't real, right? They're a super famous pop group. Everyone knows who they are. Is he trying to say he wasn't even able to get to them? If that really did happen, everyone in the outside world must be going crazy. What kind of person would take things this far?
I'm getting tired of waiting. What say we just get started? It's time for the long-awaited class trial! Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings. Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
The red door on the first floor? That's where I should go. No, where I have to go. Alright, y'all ready? You're late, Makoto. We've been waiting for you. I bet you were afraid you'd be discovered as the murderer you are. Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. There we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. So they really are convinced I did it, but I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. But then, who is the killer? The one who murdered Sayaka? Is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Got it!
Yeah, there's some sort of anytime a percent symbol appears in the text, there's a glitch that cuts off the rest of the line. I'm hoping they can patch that soon, but let's just take a look at the transcript. I assume he's going to say, relax, I haven't decided 100% whether or not you're the killer. Maybe, but you're obviously leaning that way. I noticed this time before, whenever it just sort of stopped right after the number 100. Alright. Well, did you find anything that might actually prove your innocence?
What the heck?
I can't help but wonder what whoever killed Sayaka is feeling right now. Being so insistent, even though you obviously killed her. Very impressive.
You know what I mean.
Well, I did my job. I'm counting on the rest of you from here on out. So, the school basement has become the darkened stage. We're all here to bear witness to Mr. Naegi's final curtain call. Well then, the time has finally come. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Hey,
There's no point in standing around here. Settle your resolve and step into the future.
impossible.
Damn, we really gotta go through this with the class trial thing, huh?
You know?
If you want to confess, I guess now's the time to do it. I'm telling you, I didn't do it.
What?
So whoever
What?
stuck us here even took the time to set up a goddamn courtroom, huh? I guess I have no choice but to get on this elevator.
Well then.
Let us
Yeah.
begin. Good idea.
Hey,
Are you scared? No, scared isn't quite right. I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mysteries surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. In Sayaka's honor, I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice to try and give myself courage, I turned, trembling with anticipation, toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator. When I finally stepped on, the doors closed and the elevator started to move. The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds towards the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes. Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. You've finally arrived. What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right? Not even close. It's total shit.
Well now.
Okay. Everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now, hurry up. We did what he said and found our seats. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else, which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. And so, the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Alright, let's take another look at the e-handbook. Let's see what truth bullets we've got here. And I did set the bullet mode portion to easy because last time I found myself getting overwhelmed knowing what the answer was supposed to be but not being able to time the damn thing correctly. So hopefully at least that portion of it will be okay. I set the difficulty for the investigations to normal because that seemed fine last time. So alright. Time of death, estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. Discovered in my room in the dormitory. Death took place in the bathroom. Cause of death was a stab wound to the abdomen. Right wrist appears to have been fractured. Okay, yeah, there was a struggle. Okay. Number of scratches and gouges on the bed and walls. Oh, yeah. Out of its sheath on the floor. Some of the gold coating was missing. Took this from the gem entryway. Sheath was found some distance from the sword. It was scratched with a sharp object. Okay, we traded rooms. My key was found in my room. Sayaka had originally asked Makoto to switch with her when someone attempted her to force their way into her room, and she became frightened. Originally, Makoto had suggested that they both stay in his room. It was actually Sayaka, I believe, who suggested, why don't we switch instead? You take my room and I take yours. Okay, a toolkit had been placed in Makoto's room. It remains unopened, and there's no evidence of it having ever been used. Now, didn't somebody say there was a doorknob that had been opened via screwdriver? I believe it was the doorknob to my bathroom. Somebody unscrewed the doorknob to break in, to stab Sayaka, if I'm not mistaken. And somebody took and cleaned up all the hair found in the room. So hair at some point must have been very incriminating. If we had seen hair on the floor, we would probably know who did it because of that. Sayaka's wrist had been fractured and her wrist was glittery on the injury's location. That had to be from the sword. So she touched the sword at some point before she died. In addition to her hands appeared to be completely clean except the index finger, which had some blood on it, which presumably she used to write the message on the wall behind her. The message itself, written in blood on the bathroom wall. It is assumed that she wrote these numbers while leaned up against the wall as she lay dying. Yep, difficult to open. Only two people who knew the trick to opening it were Makoto and Sayaka, the victim. Doorknob was broken. Screws had been partially or completely removed. Dorm nameplates were switched. Kitchen knife set, one was missing. Aoi was in the dining area when somebody came and got the knife. So it's possible that she could, say, hey, Makoto didn't go in there at all. Trash duty, Hifumi was on trash duty. Blocked off by a sturdy gate. Somebody turned it on. The incinerator, rather. There was quite a long distance between the incinerator and the gate. There was a broken crystal ball on the floor and a burnt shirt piece on the floor near it that had her blood on it. Okay, you guys, let's go. I think we're ready. We did get at least one skill from our interactions with Sayaka, I think. Let's see what the skill does. Increase damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battle. Cost 3 SP. Okay, let's remember that.
Let's begin with an explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Can't let that happen.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Nice try.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'm gonna change. Let's see. Let's move up voice volume just a little bit. down sound effects. Okay, there we go.
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready, get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Non-stop debate. Okay, we'll engage in non-stop debates. Characters will speak one after another without pause. We have to unearth any lies or contradictions in their statements. So it's a little bit like Ace Attorney in that you are looking for something that contradicts what we've got in our notebook. We use truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets will be loaded into the truth cylinder. For this, I'm just going to go ahead and just turn the speed a little bit higher. I don't know if it affects anything outside of the investigation, like it says, but we'll see. Use the left stick to aim, then fire with the X button. Okay. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. Well then, good luck and have fun. All right. Evidence of a struggle is our current truth bullet.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Sounds correct.
Yeah, we know that part already.
Let me take a look at the controls. Let's see. Fire a truth bullet with X. Handbook with Y. Selecting truth bullet with L. We only have one truth bullet this time.
Murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the
Wait,
bathroom.
surprise?
She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No, that's wrong.
There was a struggle.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked.
Okay, there's a way to slow down, isn't there, whenever they're talking? Oh, we need to wait until that mini game pops up again. Okay, remember how my room looked.
The way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka.
So what was used to kill her?
Okay, concentrate with R. That's what slows things down. Okay, like this.
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that their weapon.
So the killer used some
No, that's wrong.
It wasn't just some random knife.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the
I
knives
love
from
it,
the
Mason.
kitchen-
Thank you so much. That is so cool. I think you made this for me last year, right? Ah, so cool. I'll have to put that as like my YouTube banner or something like that.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see it being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Sure. It's been a year. Concentrate by holding down R button. Time will slow down. It'll steady your aim. Ah. Okay. Awie's account. So we've got proof that I did not go into the
There's a
kitchen.
question that the knife was a weapon. Just get us.
Makoto must have taken the kitchen, right? Did it in secret when nobody was...
No, that's wrong. Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfect clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
At any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief already. No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was at the dining hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere, but it doesn't say we have to assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
But I'm a girl.
What? You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility, Rahina.
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because... they're not here anymore.
Someone who's not here? Are you talking about...
Sayaka.
Sayaka.
She's the one who came to the dining hall.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, she wound up dead.
Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was Sayaka.
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. Went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
Then the person who took the knife was the victim herself!
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all.
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Hangman's Gambit. Alrighty. Reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. I remember one of these is completely off the wall, or that they did it in such a way that it feels like a bad translation. So, we'll see if I have to look anything up. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Yeah, I think we know the answer to this already, but use the left stick to aim, then press the A button to shoot the desired letters. Alright, I think I got it. Alright. Something that should have been at the scene, but wasn't. That must be the crucial point. If we can just figure out what that something is. Yep, 4 letters. I think we know what it is.
Now I understand.
Yes, yes,
right.
Cherry. The chapter
There
2
wasn't
one
a
is
single
just
hair on the floor.
super weird. If I remember correctly, like it makes sense if you think about it a certain way.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
But we have yet to reach that one yet, so.
Yes, and if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
Wait, what? Remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there?
That makes sense, does it not?
No.
No.
If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yep.
Ha ha ha! Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove the trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
The doorknob being one.
I'd like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Mm-hmm. The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves it is the object the killer broke.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh, yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about nonstop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. The number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction. Okay. Not all weak spots are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and we'll lower our trust with everyone. Lovely. Okay.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was
Killer ran. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
Wait a minute. No.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
But to finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it! We already know the answer.
Something Leon said was not right.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
The killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
No, it's wrong.
There was no lock. It was a boy's bathroom.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with bathrooms, right?
Yes. Yes. Now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door... That's not lucky at all!
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
Nameplates. Somebody switched the nameplates on our doors that night.
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
We haven't quite figured out what happened, who did it at that point. The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked, so they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime that they didn't know was the crime took place in my room.
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
Inconceivable.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
Why do you sound so disappointed, Byakuya?
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well then, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get in?
How'd the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place? Yes, how did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then, maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you were...
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular, because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because...
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Oh?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
A letter? There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Sayaka. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil.
Ah.
And these are the words.
Oh man! Totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the clues can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But...
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Then, that note, Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like ultimate pop sensation, young man could resist.
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then, pay attention.
Dorm nameplates. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Let's see.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
No.
No, that's wrong.
Not at all.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. The nameplate on Makoto.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Then it could have only
then
been...
who did it?
The only other person who knew we had switched rooms was Sayaka.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would
would she switch them in the first place? She wanted someone to come to the room she was in. Also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Invite someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
Well, what is different about my room from Makoto's room?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in, attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
Reminds me, there was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you know that's what broke her wrist?
The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist.
Gold
and it
dust
should
from the
become
sword.
pretty clear. Right there where it is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
I see.
Solve this.
What happened in my room and what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Sure. Start loading multiple truth bullets in the truth cylinder. One of the bullets will actually refute the proper statement. Only one of them. Alright, let's give it a try. So we'll have to keep more than one truth in mind when we're, you know, looking for a lie. So as a kind of test, they're just going to set it to hard mode. Okay, replica sword sheath, replica sword,
When the
and the
fighting
kitchen
broke
knife
out,
set.
the culprit grabbed the sword. And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
No,
And they killed her with it.
not
And
quite
that's exactly
yet.
what happened.
The sheath had... Okay, so the sheath was found some distance from the sword, and it shows evidence of being scratched with a sharp object. So she must have taken up the sheath and held it up to defend herself against the sword. And that's why it was scratched. So I'm pretty sure that
When the fighting broke out,
I'm gonna need the sheath as the truth
culprit
bullet.
grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the hidden away.
She picked up the sheath first, I think.
Shoot!
Not quite. Okay.
When the fighting broke out,
Maybe it was the sheath that broke her.
and that's when the first blow was
It was
dealt.
the sheath that broke her.
A sword-based sneak attack.
Maybe this.
That's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back.
Let's take another look. Yeah, sneak. Yeah, I think you're right, Mason. Sneak attack is the like operative phrase here or term.
She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
They killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
It was attacked before the sword could be drawn. Yes, that is right. Thank you.
When the fighting broke out,
So then do you agree that the replica sword sheath is probably the bullet I need for right here, Cherry?
and that's when the first blow was dealt.
It was the kitchen knife then that struck the sheath. It was no sneak attack because she had the kitchen knife.
A sword-based sneak attack.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
Thanks, I
Actually,
appreciate it.
no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Huh? Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
Poor Mondo.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
It was the killer who was trying to defend themselves with the sword still in its sheath. Is what I'm envisioning. That she had the kitchen knife the victim, and that she was trying to attack them, and they picked up the sword and used it to shield themselves in a way.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they
To grab the sword is a defensive impulse.
there were
Wouldn't be any time to actually unsheathe the sword.
So you're saying the sword was
Initially used to defend against an attack from the knife.
Which means...
I'm not sure why the
So
sound
one
cuts out
would-
like this. I'm sorry. Let me try quickly just restarting the program. It's been going on. It's the program I've been using to play this has been going for well on 6 hours now because I was also streaming Pokemon. So let me try restarting that real quick. Okay, can y'all still see it okay? And hear it now? Hopefully it won't skip as much, the audio. Good, good. Alright, thanks guys.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
No, it was the other way around.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Her hands, her palms. She would have gotten gold stuff all over her hands.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Oh, Toko.
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands, because there's a certain regulation that talks about what happens to the bathrooms at nighttime. The water was off.
According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was
Around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathrooms shuts off at nighttime, right? Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet. Oh my. You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey. Let me try restarting it. I think what happened this time is the video capture card was jostled. Hold on. Oh, how strange. I can see the correct stream behind the current stream. Yeah, I don't know why that happened. Okay, can y'all hear it? Okay, let us continue.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Oh, Hifumi.
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
The one who damaged the sheath would have had to have been the one without the sword. Sayaka.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Therefore...
And the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
Oh, Sayaka.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
The one difference, the one reason why Sayaka would have wanted my room is the fact that it wasn't her room. I think she was trying to
Which brings up
pin
another
it on
point.
somebody.
Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Oh, Makoto.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken. and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey, hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it.
Why does he not want us to get to the truth?
Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. Or is there? This is where Topazium Z, his assertion comes in.
It's easy
Let's
just to
take
say,
a
"Hey,
look and
decide who
see
did it."
if that holds up.
But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, that's wrong.
There is a clue.
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining. Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Did I miss one here? Let's go back. She wrote something on the wall behind her. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there. Can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it? There's no question that Sayaka wrote that message, and I can prove it.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What? What?
No, it's just, look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are
Excellent work.
getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Damn it, it's just no use. I don't know.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Huh? Rotate it? I think maybe I see something.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right on to who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Sayaka's dying message reveals the real killer's name. If you turn her message 180 degrees, it should become crystal clear.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N, or more accurately, Leon.
What? What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all.
Still, Mason, I think it's pretty
She wrote
neat.
that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
The evidence that Leon tried to get rid of. It's that thing I found on the ground in front of the incinerator, right?
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. I'm thinking it is how it was disposed of, because it wasn't easy to get that shirt in the incinerator due to the distance. Agreed, Mason. It took me a lot longer than Topaz to figure it out the first time. How it was disposed of.
If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty.
Oh, don't try to pin this on him, buddy.
So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. And that's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the Just
No, that's wrong.
You wouldn't have to get close if you were a star baseball player.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
The killer had to use the glass ball in a certain way, which was throw it.
I got it! The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they got in the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
It wouldn't have been that much of a challenge at all for the killer, because ultimate baseball star.
Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
Okay, and this is the part that always makes me frustrated, so it's on easy this time, so hopefully it's not going to be as much of a pain, but oh, it's not this part, never mind. Okay, so here we've got the pieces and we just have to put them in order. We might do well to sort of go through it real quick and look at it and even start from the end and move back in time. So let's find something that is super easy. So like, we know when she's writing his name. She could only have done that right after he stabs her. Okay, and something like this, where tossing in the incinerator, we know when that happens. And then we have the charred remains. So between seeing the open incinerator door and making that critical throw, we've got him taking the crystal ball into his hand. Okay, you guys have suggestions. Let me move back. Yep, that makes perfect sense to me. Thank you, Mason. And thank you, Cherry. Let me make sure I did that one. Okay, yep. Okay, Mason, I'll take another look at the finger. Ah, oh, okay. No, I see what you mean. Right here is where it should go. Thank you. Because there, you can see it already written. Thank you. And not all of these get used either. But like this right here is pretty important. So she would have locked herself in. And here we've got him opening the door. I think we know where this goes. This is where she would be dropping the knife. The introduction of the replica sword. And let's just look at it one more time to make sure it all makes sense. All right, I think we've got our
Here's exactly what
got our
happened.
reenactment.
I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning.
Oh, I see you guys have more suggestions that I missed. I am so sorry. We will come up on those, I'm sure.
Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
Ah, ouch. No, I didn't lay out my reasoning right. I need to rearrange the events of the case. Okay, so Mason says, where you placed... Oh, no, golden sword in the foreground after Sayaka gets hit. Nope, when he hits her hand. Thank you. I completely missed that one. So she runs into the bathroom at that point.
The killer is you! During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the but the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw, but the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed.
The sleeve.
Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon? It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories. You need evidence. Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit. It's bullshit, and I refuse to acknowledge it.
Well then, I guess the evidence you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
I have the evidence? This is the part that gets me. Bullet time battle. We have to just beat the shit out of their argument. AKA the BTW. Blah, blah, blah. Press the A button to lock onto an opponent's statement. Destroy the statement with the X button. Yeah, the timing is tricky. I wonder if it'll let me save right now. No, that's okay. All right, let's give it a try.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
They used something of their own to remove the screws. Could it have been?
I refuse to acknowledge you. You're stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid!
I have to show indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. Well, I know for sure that my toolbox has not been opened.
Proof. You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie. Shut up. You kidding me? Not a chance. You lie. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. Where's your proof?
This should prove it. The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid. Stupid.
You have no rebuttal?
Finish.
Looks like you've reached your verdict.
Well,
Then are we ready to cast our votes?
we made it, y'all.
You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right? Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
This is so morbid. Alright, we're gonna say goodbye to Leon, and then we'll finish up for the night, and we'll stream again soon. The Blackened, in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kuwata.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Leon, did you really kill Sayaka?
But...
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch, what the hell is wrong with you?
I I didn't have a choice.
It was kill or be killed.
So that's why...
I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here. It was complete chance that I wound up like this.
I was just... unlucky. That's all. Hey! Come on!
You expect me to just accept my death? Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about that, honestly, I'd be better off if we'd been wrong. Because if what we came up with really is the truth, then that truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind, it's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me.
Why?
I can't afford to be stuck in here. The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. To have to see something like that happen to them. And Sayaka. I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it. Even some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So when she said,
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
she was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Boy howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
She seemed so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside, she descended into pure madness. What did you say?
Phew.
I understand. Really, I do. Yep. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing with us. This is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that? All of it. Everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly, in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma. But
That's enough.
as angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were going to give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the blackened Leon Kawada will receive his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution? Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she'd shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then, You came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder?
So, that's
No,
why...
that's not. Stop it! I've had enough of this.
Oh,
Oh, are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka. Do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either, because the one to blame is him. Huh? If it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation, the mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh, did you awaken to your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you? Just shut up! Okay, well, anyway, more importantly, let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for. The punishment.
I'm begging you! Please, don't do this!
Hey, come on now.
No more begging, no more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop! Please!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Leon Kawada, the ultimate baseball star.
No!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
No!
What we saw, that was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control.
I can't take it.
Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it.
Well?
Well, hey, if you don't like it... All you gotta do is swear to cut ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
Man, fuck you. Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us?
What the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy.
Say what?
Or in this case, a dark, awful secret society type of bear.
Well...
So why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
It seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together.
Shit.
You piece of shit. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Of course we can't cut free of the outside world, being trapped in this insane place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of this school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all get to live here forever.
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey,
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Anyway, let's get to the Blacken's punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for after all.
hey,
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Yeah, next time I'll make sure to crank up the music before we go into a cutscene. Okay, so it's super, super late, so I'm gonna go ahead and save here. If it will let me. Thank you guys for watching, and I will post a video of the execution. Don't read the comments. I have heard that just about every Danganronpa YouTube comment section has lots of spoilers and stuff. So if you're trying to avoid spoilers, just don't look in the comments. So anyway, I will put it up there that has the music and all that stuff. So thank you guys again for the great stream, and I will let you guys know when the next stream is as soon as I can, okay? Have a good night.